Good morning, it's Christine, your midwife with Birth by Grace. And I had to hop on here this morning because there's a lot of anxiety surrounding birthing in the hospital setting. So I wanted to speak specifically to mothers who are planning hospital births, which is a majority of you, and just offer some tips and advice for preparing for that. First of all, if you are a low-risk mother who plans to give birth unmedicated in the hospital setting, please do not hesitate to reach out to qualified home birth providers in your communities. Ask around your circle of friends or people that may have connections with midwives in the community who offer services. It may not be too late. And, midwives may still have some availability for the spring and the summer. So don't hesitate to make a call and just to ask a simple question. Yes, there are some financial commitments when it comes to choosing home birth, but I know personally that me and all of my home birth nurse midwife friends and sisters, we all work with different financial situations and try to make home birth more accessible to families because we know it's a financial commitment. So don't automatically discount yourself or discount home birth as an option for you. For mothers who, home birth was never on your radar, so you're birthing in the hospital and that's been the plan from the beginning, I really want to speak to you guys because it's going to be important that you bounce up a little bit in the hospital, right? And take control over your care, okay? I posted something last night on Instagram and Facebook, and I got a lot of messages in DMs, y'all call it? The DMs? I've got some DMs, honey. I got some DMs, okay? And y'all were asking about, saying that was some very helpful information. So I just wanted to follow up with this video to really discuss it. Hire a doula, number one. If you have some anxiety around birth in the hospital, hire a doula to help support you in labor so that you can do what? Labor as long as you can at home with the support that you need, okay? Get that doula, have her come over to your house when you go into labor, and y'all labor at home as long as possible, okay? If your water breaks or if, you're feeling lots of pelvic pressure, then that's when the time for you to get up and head on over to the hospital. Of course, we will keep it in mind, travel times, etc. But your goal should be to arrive at 10 centimeters so that there's not even enough time for people to be fooling around and messing around with you. You can go and birth your baby, okay? After that, you want to make sure that your baby is not going into a nursery, is not leaving the room for any reason, especially if your baby has transitioned well to extrauterine life outside the womb. You want to make sure you're going to say, listen, skin to skin, bring me my baby. I want my baby on my chest at all times. Y'all do all your procedures and things after my golden hour of bonding with my baby. But you also want to keep your baby very close to you and not allow your baby to leave the room for any reason. There is no reason anymore for a new well baby whose APGARs are 8 and 9, right, to be leaving the room for any purpose at all. Weighing of the baby, the baby's bath, the measurements, the assessments, all those things can happen in the room. So just kind of be more verbal and direct with the staff and ask them, can you do everything you need to do for my baby in this room with me? I don't want my baby being taken all over this hospital and down the hallway can my baby stay in the room with me? Of course, we're going to opt for breastfeeding. If that is your plan, that's great. Breastfeeding is going to automatically give your baby the colostrum and the immune properties that the baby will need to be strong. And you know what? After that, you can always ask to go home early. Yes, that might be a struggle because you do have to get the permission of a pediatrician to release your baby and also the obstetrician. Or your provider, whoever your provider is. But ask for early discharge home if everything is straight, okay? Even before you go into labor, ask your providers now, can I be discharged home early? I don't want to be stuck in the hospital for 2 days, and we're doing just fine. Is there a way we can plan for some sort of postpartum follow-up that might be sooner than later so that I can go home with my baby and not be sitting in the hospital? Another thing is, if you are granted that permission to go home, okay, if you hadn't said, some mamas will be like, look, I'm signing out AMA with my baby, so we're going to go home. Right on, right? But if you are granted the permission to go home early, I want you guys to think about getting a midwife for your postpartum follow-up. Midwives will come to your home and do a postpartum checkup for you and your baby, okay? No midwife obviously is going to come to your house sick and all those things. And of course, those things can be discussed, right? But you can always hire a midwife to come. You can say, hey, you can always call me, right? You can call me, you can call any other midwives you might know and say, hey, I had my baby in the hospital and I opted to leave the hospital early. And I would like a postpartum checkup just in case, just to check up on us and see that we're doing well and my baby is breastfeeding well and that we're healthy and safe. There are so many available options for you guys to just kind of finesse this whole situation and when you are birthing in the hospital. I know that I'm available for postpartum checkups. If you are interested in that service, you can call me. I have midwife friends who are available for postpartum checkups and even home births, actually, if that's something that is feasible for you. But don't be afraid to reach out to midwives and see what your options are. You can customize your care, whatever you feel like you might need. You can communicate that and see if that's something that someone can provide for you, okay? So that is really what I wanted to come in and say and talk about with you guys. If you have questions, you can hit me up. And yeah, let's get proactive, y'all. Y'all don't have to do, this is a time in which you have to be creative, You don't have to fall in line with anybody. You can say, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this situation. Can we do something different? I'm anxious. I'm concerned about my health and my baby's health. Regardless of the statistics, I just really don't want to be a victim of being sick for no reason. Okay? All right, y'all. Call me if y'all got questions. Text me, email me, DM me, whatever you want to do. All right?